Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Caught you during drinking.
Here
the
he
water.
goes. Here he goes.
All right.
Rough and ready like we do.
Well, what's up, everybody?
What's up, everybody?
Welcome back to another episode
Of what?
of Jason's Statements.
You know that's right.
Now you got me. I lost track of
It's
what
a
was
long
that.
hiatus.
I was exciting.
We're back.
So,
We're back.
We're back on video.
On video.
It's been a couple weeks. I'm back.
Yeah.
You guys were with Tim. Held it down for a couple
I was
weeks.
holding down the fort.
I just came back from driving south, back up north, so I was a little tired, but now I'm excited.
Yeah.
Now I'm ready. We were just talking about our friendship and keeping each other accountable and being real with each other. That's actually something I was thinking about for a while, and talking to my wife about it today is how most people like to mask certain things, like actual direct intentions.
Okay.
Oh, love the background.
Dude, this is our favorite.
We're back home. So they would mask the direct intentions from what they want to try to appeal to others, like sensitivities, and try not to get them mad. Something you mentioned was how you feel we're at that stage, like we've known each other for a long time, where I wouldn't hold back to try and help you through certain things. Hey, this is going to hurt you later on, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So, without the, I guess, fear of hurting your feelings.
Right. Yeah. Or risking like you missing out on something, or
Right.
like, because sometimes I feel like we pull punches with people, even though we know better. Like maybe we think we know better, but we pull that punch because we don't want to upset them, because then that will negatively impact us.
Right, exactly.
You know,
we
like,
might miss out on our friendship.
I don't want
might
nobody
cut
mad at
ties.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then there's this thought that came at me from somebody else, like, why can't everyone be so direct? Why can't everyone just say what they're thinking? And to be quite frank,
Okay. All right. Quite frank.
I'm going to be quite frank, and later on I'm going to be loud Sam.
Nice. Quite frank. Okay. All right.
We're back.
We're in.
We're
This is
in
us.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Quite frank. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
What is it?
Is even that thought, the one who thinks that is also going to be quiet on themselves, or like trying to be pleasant or certain things, right? No one is as direct as they want to be. And in no disrespect, but people who are on the spectrum, neurodivergent people, autistic people, Asperger's people, sometimes don't have that filter. They never learned that social politeness.
So
that
they're just
we
straight
think it is.
shooters from the jump.
Hey, I don't want to do this because I don't want to.
Yeah.
Or hey,
Okay.
you're doing this and you're doing it.
Got you. Yeah. No filter.
Right, exactly.
Which can sometimes be nice.
It's very pleasant to have somebody with no filter. It's
Yeah.
like, I personally think it's refreshing, but it's also, cut the chase. Cut to the chase. Like,
I can't ignore the utility of it.
but it
It's
does
so
hurt
helpful.
sometimes.
It can. Do you feel hurt by that?
Well, sometimes, but sometimes the truth hurts.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Sometimes the truth hurts to somebody who doesn't want the truth.
Hey, that
Who
part.
lives in a lie.
Hang on, let me get
First,
my
that's a heavy bomb.
Because that's what I was thinking when you said that, is how, and I've noticed this theme, I don't know if it's connected, but, like my kids are doing VBS through our church and, Vacation Bible School, if you don't know, where, they get together at the church and it's a lot of activities, and obviously the focus is on Christ and the gospel and studying the word. But I think some churches just do it up with too much fun and silliness and food, and it's like, are we here to party or are we here to learn about God? And, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but at the same time, it's like, we do have obligations according to God's word to call each other out when we're messing up, when we're stepping out, so to speak. Like if your walk is veering off into the world, you got to correct each other. But sometimes it's hard to correct your brother because you don't want to risk damaging that relationship.
Yeah.
And even too, sometimes I get in my head thinking, okay, well, I want to be bold and blunt, but also if I damage the relationship, maybe I'll stop being a resource for them. Like maybe they'll stop connecting with
They'll
me.
cut you off.
And right, exactly.
It's happened before.
And yes, it has. It sure has. And that's why it's like, it's not an easy cut and dry thing to do.
Because people don't like the truth.
Dude, they for sure don't, you know?
Unless it goes their way.
Well, yeah, of course. But I mean, I think about, some of the accomplishments that I've made because I was able to submit to the will of someone else. Like you can really move the
Sometimes
needle.
we are called to submit to somebody else.
100%. And not just God, but to each other as well.
To the government.
Well, yeah, unfortunately.
Like if I go to your house, I have to submit to your rules.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you
Vice
do.
versa. And it's not a like, well, this is what I want to do and this is what I'm going to do it. That's kind of bad. So that goes to the thing of what I was saying. Sometimes being completely blunt and being just saying what you want isn't always good.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you gotta read your table, right? You gotta check the temperature, like who you got in front of you. Yeah, right. Is there Braille here? No, you can probably read this. But
Yeah.
well, like, did you ever stay at somebody's house as a kid
Yeah.
and they did things way differently?
Yeah.
And it was like really jarring and sort of like, oh man, you guys do this for breakfast? Like,
Yeah. Either too strict or like not strict enough.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, well, you can do this.
right.
Yeah. You get to stay up this late an hour
Dude.
later.
Crazy, right? It's such a shocking sort of, because I think when you're a kid, like that's one of those experiences where it's the first time you realize, whoa, not everybody lives the exact same way.
Yeah.
I thought everybody did this. Like we would always have
I
the
didn't.
same kind of breakfast.
I don't think I ever thought anybody lived the way I did.
Really?
Yeah.
I just-
But finish your say.
Well, I was going to say that the shocking thing for me, like I always had cereal for breakfast for a while. And then I went to my friend's house and his mom made breakfast for us. And it was like apple slices with chunky peanut butter.
a good breakfast.
And I was like, what is this?
Yeah, this sucks.
Where's the cereal? What? You don't have the junk food cereal that I love? And I would eat like a bowl of sugar
I
for
need
breakfast.
sugar.
Where is it?
Yeah.
And I tried it and I was like, oh, it's actually not bad. Like, it's
Yeah.
low key fire. And then I started eating it all the time after that.
When my mom would get like the Kellogg's bland
Oh, yeah, I remember
cereal with
that.
no
Mhm.
sugar,
Yeah, she'd
I
get
would
the
always
plain
add a
stuff.
spoonful of sugar
course.
and mix it in, put
course.
some extra stuff in there. It's fire.
Like Rice Krispies.
I was like, dang, this is
cereal.
actually pretty good. I like
Yeah.
it. Let's get it more often.
Yeah, this is
I
the
put
best
more
cereal.
sugar than what the bad cereal would come with.
We had a sugar bowl on the table. So you could sugar up whatever.
Yeah, we had a sugar jar.
Dang, all right.
One
All right, not everything's a contest. Okay there, Frank?
I'm Loud Sam right now.
Loud Sam.
We had a sugar jar, and I don't know what kind of jar it was, but it was like a ceramic type of jar.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, sorry. I want to make sure everything's okay. Chilling. Everything's chilling. And yeah, it would be like a ceramic jar. I think like a decorational jar.
Mm. One of
And
the
I guess-
decorational jars.
Yeah, and whenever my mom would get sugar, she would just pour it in there instead of keep it in the bag.
Smart. Maybe.
Yeah, I think because I wasn't like raised, and my parents didn't have a lot of money. I think in lower income, I think this is a lower income shared experiences when like you would save containers. I don't know if
Oh
you did
yeah,
that.
100%.
So like yogurt containers were
Oh, yeah.
was something else, and
we
just had a
had
bunch of trash.
8 tubs of Cool Whip in the fridge, and there's no Cool Whip to be found.
No Cool Whip.
No Cool Whip.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
It's all leftover food.
I think lower class economically
Yeah.
economic.
Poor
I
people.
was also trashy too. So
Let's be blunt. Poor people.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
we were
Let's
poor.
be quite frank right now.
Quite poor.
We were. Yeah. Well, I guess we were poor.
We were poor.
So we had
I was
containers.
poor too. Yeah.
And some of them still had like that piece of plastic that you rip off, like just like stuck to it forever. And we would just wash it like they were cups.
No big deal. My dad would save all of our like takeout utensils and containers if possible.
I still do that.
And
Yeah.
I did for a while, but then I stopped once I went down like this rabbit hole about plastics. and
Plastics,
everything.
yeah.
Well, I got rid of our microwave. We don't have an air fryer. Like it's
No
like-
air fryer?
No air fryer.
What's wrong with air fryers?
Teflon and non-stick PFAS and all that in your food. Plus, one benefit that I wasn't thinking of when I got rid of the stuff because I was worried about toxicity. But one of the benefits that I've seen since, all right, yeah, we're back, was teaching my daughters patience. They are so much more patient now that we don't have instant food things.
Oh.
Because my daughters all now have adapted to cast iron, and if you don't know, to cook with cast iron, you start by getting it hot.
Yeah.
You don't throw food in a cold cast iron ever. It's going to stick and be a mess. You get the cast iron real hot, and then you can start cooking in it. So they've all learned, like, hey, I'm hungry. All right, cool. It's going to take me at least 10, 15, 20 minutes to prepare my food. And they're all cool with it. and it's great.
Cool with it.
They're cool with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's changed their personality somewhat. Not completely. Like they're still,
Right.
you know, but I'm saying it's like that's a helpful thing.
Yeah. A parent hack? Parental hack?
Maybe so. It teaches, well, do you make your bed?
No. I do sometimes.
Try
but
making your bed.
Yeah.
Try making your bed.
I'm
And
supposed to.
I'm not a bed maker.
I can't make my bed because I wake up way too early. My
My wife is the bed maker.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is like the psychology of making your bed. I know there's these, oh, you start your day with an accomplishment or this, but I think really the discipline of it,
It's order. Yeah.
it's
you're
what you
bringing
get
order.
out of it.
Yeah,
exactly. And so not just like, oh, I checked a box. It's like, hey, now I made this space more ordered. You have that same energy for the rest of the day where you
Yeah.
can bring order to the chaos of your life.
Yeah.
You know?
Now you're
Just
more like a lobster.
like,
Jordan Peterson reference. He talks about like making your bed every day, like that same like structure, that's psychology behind it. But then he also compares humans to lobsters and their hierarchy. Like
he thinks
status.
we're like lobsters.
Well, there's similarities between them.
I see. You know, I must have missed that one, but that does sound like Peterson.
Yeah, it's in his one of his books that he came out, 12 Rules for Life or something like that. But I do like Jordan Peterson, and hope you get better if you see this.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, get well soon, right? But also, I pray you confess Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. Because I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, Jordan Peterson has not publicly acknowledged the Lordship of Christ.
He has.
Mm,
Yeah, I forgot who it was that challenged him on it and kept challenging him on it. But yeah, he said, like, actually said it.
So he did admit that Jesus Christ is God in the
Yeah, but I don't
flesh and
know
so
if
on
it's
and
the
so on,
same way that we think it and we
because I remember
confess it.
seeing him being pressed on a debate with someone and someone asking him, "Are you a Christian?"
It's like, what does that mean?
Right.
Right,
And
he
it's
goes
like,
into the
come on,
psychology,
Peterson, you know what
therapist,
it means.
Right, yeah.
Like, I like Jordan Peterson to a point, but I can't stand his personality. It just really irritates me. Like,
Yeah.
you know what we're talking about. Not everything is a chance for you to use your psychology degree.
Right.
You know, but
Yeah.
but at the same time, I understand that seems to be who he is.
Yeah.
He is that, you know, which is, it must be hard, right? I mean, I'm assuming his relationship with his daughter, Michaela Peterson, might not be everything that we assume, right? Like, Michaela seems like a very intelligent woman, but also I've seen them on air together in previous, recordings and in podcasts or whatever, and they seem to have sort of a tenuous relationship. There seems to be some kind of underlying tension between them. And I don't know exactly what it is, but I can only assume
Right.
Peterson being a hyper intellectual, Jordan that is, and then Michaela, of course, like being who she is. She doesn't strike me as a hyper intellectual. She strikes me as a very intelligent woman, but that doesn't seem to be like the central focus of who she is, right? Like she identifies with other parts of her personality more.
Yeah.
And maybe that creates a conflict. I don't know. I mean, I wonder if it's like a trope, but like the psychologist's father and then the daughter who's like, stop analyzing me and just love me. You know what I mean?
Maybe, yeah.
There might be, maybe.
That
You know,
might be it, yeah.
Jordan, Michaela, I have no idea. I don't know you guys.
Yeah.
But what you've put out there for the rest of us to see, that's where I'm drawing my conclusions. And maybe that wasn't intentional, but that's what I got from it.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
was it nice? I hope I was being nice.
Well, I don't know if it was like nice to them.
I mean,
but I
maybe.
mean like nicely said.
I think I'm probably
Well
the
done.
blunt Asperger's one on the podcast, you know.
Yeah. Why?
No offense if you're blunt, you know.
Why?
I don't know, because I do have a tendency to just be straight up, you
Mhm.
know, without thinking about the feelings.
Right.
And I think especially if I'm with someone I'm comfortable with, I'm like, all right, yeah, I can just go.
Just let it out.
Dude, no filter. Why?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
Why?
think life is short, but I think it's too precious to bottle things up.
Right.
And I don't like to hide.
hmm
And I don't like to be a liar.
Yeah.
But sometimes I go too far.
Do you?
I think so.
Is there an example?
Oh, man. I mean, the biggest skeleton in my closet, well, it's not really in the closet anymore, but the example that comes to mind is just like I had a conversation with a coworker. I'm going to be a little vague because that coworker might get a hold of this eventually. You know, we don't work together now. But basically, I got in this coworker's face about the way they were being, and I wasn't mean, but everyone else was tiptoeing around this coworker's issue.
What were your intentions?
I wanted to tell them, hey, look, you seem to be blind to this thing you're doing that's really destructive to you and it's toxic to the rest of us, and you need to change it.
Yeah.
And then I whammed him over the face with it.
Wham Bam Bigelow.
Wham Bam Bigelow.
What is that? Did I just make that up?
Is that a wrestler?
I don't know. Is it?
It sounds like a mashup
Bam
of
Bam.
several things.
Bam Bam.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Bigelow, yeah.
There you go. So you were there. But yeah, so I just kind of, I let him have it. And we had a quiet couple of weeks. We had a very jokey, lighthearted relationship. And then, things kind of soured. Maybe not sour, but, it's just some distance and quiet. And eventually, like, we had a moment where we could not comfortably ignore each other.
Well, that was a time you were trying to correct him.
Pretty much, yeah.
People don't like being corrected.
I was like, bro, you're messing up.
But what I'm saying is, was there something that annoyed you or bugged you that didn't really need correction, but you just spoke what you felt?
Oh, no, well, yeah, no, I have done that too. Yeah. Yeah, I have done that too.
Okay.
Yeah, one of my old roommates, I tore him apart one night because the way he lived his life really irritated me.
Yeah.
But it didn't need to be done,
Right.
and we had a beef after that for a while.
But not recently.
No, this is ancient history. This is
So-
like in my 20s.
So being completely blunt doesn't bother you much now.
I'm not worried about it now. Well,
Yeah.
I think I have more control.
Right.
Like I do be blunt.
You do
You know?
be blunt, yeah.
I do be blunt, but not but I pick my battles.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's being wise about it.
I think so,
That's
yeah.
being smart, and
I have
yeah.
acquired some wisdom.
Yeah. We don't need to fight every single fight that comes.
Yeah.
Then we're trying to be. Then we're trying to bring conflict. Sometimes
Maybe a
that
little
could,
bit,
that
yeah.
could get lost in it too. Like, oh, I like being blunt, but in reality, you kind of get the joy, the adrenaline out of fighting.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just some people.
I think you're right. There's a thrill to it, right?
There's also the opposite aspect of it. Is me. I don't like conflict, so sometimes I'm not as blunt as I need to be.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that because I was just thinking I'm more blunt when I'm around people who don't like to be blunt.
Right.
Like my wife hates
Who?
conflict.
Right.
She hates conflict.
Right.
And I seem to be even more eager to take on conflict. Not like belligerently, but like if I see where she maybe could use a good conflict,
I get it. Yeah. Some people can use some conflict in their life.
It makes me want to be like, no, we need to confront this. And I'll try to make her do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to be like, what are you doing? Don't back down. Say this instead.
Ah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it started
Well,
with
that
me-
stuff I don't get. But it's when someone tries to make me bring up conflict towards somebody else, right?
Mhm.
So if somebody is even less like prone to conflict and able to, tiptoe around their words to get their point across politely, if they're not able to do that and they tell me, hey, tell them to do that, I'm like, why? Why?
Yeah.
Do I got it? I like
Why do
being
I got to
happy.
do it?
Yeah.
Why do yeah. No, I see what you mean.
But I think that might be part of our job as a husband is to,
Mhm.
I guess I got to take on your conflicts.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're not
Right on.
like there to fight your wife's battles, but kind of you are.
I think I am.
yeah, that's
at some
part of
point.
it.
But also, like, I do see sometimes it's a waste of time and I'd rather just walk away.
Mm.
This is people who don't have a direct relationship with me,
Mm.
right? So if you're doing something, I will bring it up, but that's because I want to keep that relationship going.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
like,
we're
as
gonna
an
encounter
example,
each other again.
If my wife does something and it's something I don't like, I am going to be blunt and just open, hey, doing this. And that's because I want to keep that relationship going. Family members, friends, anybody that I feel the need to, hey, I think this, it's because I want you there.
Yeah.
I don't have the fear of losing them. I mean, it will suck if it happens. But if there's somebody who doesn't, like, I don't have continuous, I guess, relationship and
There's, like, no
conversation
ties.
and no like strong ties. I'm like, yeah, on your own.
Yeah, whatever. Just let it go.
Sometimes I think that, and then I also think I feel a responsibility to help them out in certain ways, and then I kind of talk myself out of it by saying they kind of need to ask for it.
Oh,
Because
like to
most-
invite it.
Because most people don't like correction
Mm.
or advice if they don't want it. And
That-
some people who even ask for advice don't want it.
Well, it's funny. If someone's not receptive and they need it, they won't get it.
Yeah.
You lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Drink the water.
Yeah, even though the horse might be in dire need of the horse is going to die or something,
Just
right?
get a spoonful of sugar,
Drink the
put it in
dang
the
water.
water.
Put it in the, that'll make anybody drink water.
There we go. But that sugar is
Just
politeness.
Like, just like breakfast. That sugar is politeness. Dang. All right. Okay.
Back there.
All right then. See,
I don't
this is the secret sauce of the podcast.
Yeah.
Because like every time I do a solo episode, I'm in there like trying to simulate you in my head.
Yeah.
So that I can riff with myself,
Yeah.
sort of like, but also because I feel like we stimulate ideas for each other. You know, like you saying the things about you know, like you're not bringing the conflict with with a person in your life who's not, you know, going to remain there for some
Right.
time. Like maybe we're passing each other and it's not that serious, right? But we're going to repeatedly encounter each other. It's a little more essential.
Yeah.
You know? And I was going to take it one step further. Sometimes, I want to word this carefully.
Oh,
If
you're
I'm-
hiding behind the mask.
If I'm out with my kids and my wife,
Yeah.
I make it a point. If I perceive a threat of any kind, I make sure that threat sees me posturing as dangerously as possible. Not,
You make yourself big.
I don't want to, you know, but I just want to make sure they know, hey, I see you.
I want you to know
I'm vigilant.
that I know
I want you to know that I
you
know
know.
that you know that I know
Yeah.
that you know.
that
You know?
you see me seeing you.
And it's because I saw this interview with some like child molester, you know, kid killer toucher guy, and he was saying that when like choosing his victims,
Oh, they choose a weak father.
they look for a family unit that has a weak father, because he said, if I think the dad's a threat, I don't bother.
Right.
But if I think the dad's weak, I go after the kids,
Yeah.
or I'll groom the mom, or I'll groom the kid. You know what I'm saying? And I think, oh yeah, so I have an obligation additionally to not appear weak, especially before potential predators and threats. But I think that's any criminal. You know, what do criminals do? They look for an easy target.
Yeah.
Criminals are cowards and
A mark,
weirdos. Like
some would say.
they look for some marks, busters even. You know,
Busters.
scalawags. You know,
Yeah.
rapscallions. You know,
Yeah. Is that what a
Um,
scallywag is?
maybe.
Is it scallywag or scallywag?
I think it's scalawag.
Maybe.
I used to think it was scallywag, but when I typed it, it autocorrected scalawag. So maybe autocorrect is right. I don't know.
maybe,
I
but you
never
know
met
those
the guy.
pirates don't know how to
Pirates
spell.
don't even bother spelling things. You know, doubloons. What is that even?
The what?
Doubloons.
What's that?
It's like
the balloons.
Doubloons.
Oh, what's that?
You know, doubloons.
Oh.
Or maybe it's doubloons. I don't know. But,
Dublin.
You know, pieces 08.
Pieces of weight.
Gold.
Speak English.
Skrilla. Skrillex. No.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's all these different slangs. I don't know. I don't know
okay.
which is which exactly. But that's what I'm saying. I think that's, you know, in the realm of social interaction, we have our different roles. And depending on how we're exercising that role, you know, like if I'm with my kids and I'm out in public, I have like father mode, right? Where I'm fathering and whatever to the kids. But then I also have father mode when I'm encountering a stranger or a friend or a loved one. Like it has different jobs, I guess. Or like being a husband, you know? Sometimes I'm husbanding my wife and I have to husband, which one of my jobs is protecting her. And I'll protect her from my own children sometimes. Not that they're like a threat, but I'm saying like, hey, don't disrespect your mother, you
Yeah.
know? Or like, you know, that's it. Like, hey, that's your mother, but that's my wife.
Right.
You need to remember that, you know?
Yeah.
And I have an obligation. I'm honor bound to defend her, even if it's from you, you know, and I love you. You're my daughter, but don't talk to my wife that way.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not going to put hands on my daughter, you know, for running her mouth against my wife, but you know, I wouldn't for a stranger either, actually,
Put hands on a stranger.
for talking.
Oh.
Like they can say, now, old me,
So
I put hands for talking.
so this is interesting.
But if it's a threat, that's different. If it's like, oh, you ugly piece of crap, like, okay, whatever, you're an idiot. Bye.
So this is interesting because before I embraced the love of Christ in my life,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I was very hot-headed. I would
Pugilistic.
rarely get into conflicts, but I would always hype myself up to the point of, yeah, I'm ready to
Yeah.
die. And fight, and like there was a point where I was like super self-sabotaging me and people around me just in trying to pick fights with people.
Straight reckless.
I was reckless,
Yeah.
and dangerous to myself.
Yeah.
But found a peace. I've been able to like. I haven't had that come out lately,
Mm-hmm.
but I do fear it's still in me and
Oh.
feel it's still in me. It's well
You feel like you haven't
back to
been,
Jordan
you
Peterson.
haven't been tested yet?
There should be a monster inside every man.
Okay.
The trick is to control that monster. That what you talk about is make yourself presentable as somebody that's a threat.
Mhm.
That's somebody
Okay.
that's a protector, not somebody weak.
Hmm.
But the strength in that is holding that back and not using it until it's absolutely necessary.
Ooh, this might get exciting. I disagree.
Wow. Okay.
Do you that's your position? You
Well,
agree with Peterson? You got to have a monster in you?
I don't know if I've controlled it 100%.
Okay.
I do fear that it can become loose.
Yeah.
If something happens, if push comes to shove.
Like the Hulk.
I just rage out. I see
Yeah.
red and I black
You rip your
out.
clothes,
and
you
then
turn
there's
green.
a bunch of bodies around me. I knocked everybody out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You handled it, man.
Scared, man.
That's a spicy doctrine.
No, I don't live to be that way on purpose.
No, of course.
That's
but
not what I'm trying to
But
follow.
you're trying to hold on to it in the background just in case you got to bust it out.
No, it's like I'm not trying to do that.
Right.
I do want to have that controlled,
Okay.
but not in a. I don't want to like where you unleash the beast and it's just like uncontrollable rage. No, it's. I think what Jordan Peterson was saying is being ready to fight when it's
Okay.
needed.
I just think I think I locked onto the verbiage. Have every man should have a monster within, and that's the statement I disagree with. I
Okay.
don't think anybody should have a monster inside of them.
Yeah.
I think if you have a monster inside of you, you're not done maturing. You're not growing.
Yeah,
Like-
I think the intention behind that word, or
If he's just turning a phrase, that's
he's just
different.
turning a phrase. What he's saying is to be a strong man, you should have that person inside
I
of
mean,
you,
ready to go there,
but
right?
controlled.
I got you.
Yeah,
So I think where I diverge is thinking, well, okay, because I mean the qualities of a monster. Like I get it. It's like it conjures up an image of someone incredibly strong, fierce, intimidating, like all of these qualities, right? And I think in a lot of ways, like I agree with those things. Like a man should be capable of intimidating a threat, because if we can eliminate a threat without getting physical, good. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like part of like I have this resting mean mug about me. I don't mean to all the time, but sometimes it happens. Most of the time, probably. But I feel like that's probably gotten me out of a confrontation more times than not, because just looking at my face, a stranger might assume this guy looks super angry.
Yeah.
Like he's ready to throw hands for no reason. Like if I appear to be unstable, even though I'm not, maybe that's kind of an advantage. I mean, in a way. And I like to be left alone anyway, so it doesn't bother me.
I have the opposite mentality behind it.
Okay.
I want to present myself as someone that's pleasant
Mm-hmm.
to catch them on surprise.
Oh,
not.
all right then.
Some
okay.
ninjutsu.
Yeah. I see where you're going there.
I have a story the other day.
I love our disagreement.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Like getting along is boring.
No, I like getting along with you, but I think this
no,
is us
getting along is
along.
great, but it's exciting when we don't think the same way about something.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Like our tech debate, because I brought that up in the solo pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I agreed with you.
I mean,
During your solo episode.
yeah.
And I think it's for me, it's like the perfect world. I don't want to get into it, but combustible engines. Keep it at that. Something.
So did I win you over? No.
To the most part. I don't want like drones and all
your
that
face.
stuff. Kind of sucks.
It does kind of suck.
Yeah, it does. All right.
So you want to be peaceful to lure people into a false sense of security,
Crap of
and then you can. Okay.
No, but it's to preemptively lower the
guard.
the other person's guard.
Lower their defenses,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
like a predator
well, it's the conflict thing.
or the alien.
Well, it's the conflict thing, right? It's like
Yeah.
I don't want you to like.
Oh yeah,
I
because
want
then
to be
they'll approach you
approachable.
that way. Okay,
Yeah, exactly.
I
So I
see.
want to be approachable. So sometimes I think like, okay, certain decisions I make in appearance is for that reason.
Yeah. So you would kill him with kindness.
If I like them, yeah.
Yeah, your weapon
But
is kindness.
I have a story that might be contrary to what I just said about my
Okay.
personality.
Okay.
I was driving a car. I'm not gonna say which car.
You made it up. You're driving
Hold on,
a
I'll
car.
spell it under the
Okay.
table so you know what it is. I don't want it on camera.
Okay. Okay.
So
okay.
I was driving a car.
Yeah.
And I was gonna turn.
Yeah.
And I looked down a second for a second, maybe the radio or something. The light was green to turn. It had a green turn right. So car behind me, beep. I was like, okay, cool. I'll just go.
Yeah.
And I just went, but I was kind of a little mad. It's kind of boiling up inside. I just turned green. Why are you honking at me?
Quit hassling me.
Exactly. So got to a next red light. This car went past me.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, relax. And then didn't like stare him down or nothing. And then I was like, all right, whatever. And then red light, we meet up again. he lowers his window, said something, and I'm like, all right, let's go. Lower my window. And then I was like, it just turned green. I was ready to fight. So I was like, it just turned green. Why are you honking? And he was like, people got places to go. Like, he was a little like wound up.
Ooh, sounds like it.
Might have been either adrenaline or something was keeping him up at that time. Very ready, eyes kind of popping.
Yeah, yeah.
And my thought process was like, hey, it just turned green. Like, you don't gotta like get mad, right?
Yeah.
But in what I was speaking was something else. I was like, it just turned green. Like, what do you want to do about it?
Yeah.
I was like, it was weird that I got there.
Yeah.
And then he's like, wait, people got places to go. Keep going. Like, you're over there looking around, everything. I was like, I wasn't even looking around. Like, he was whatever.
He was on that crystal adrenaline.
He was on something. And then just him saying certain things like that. And I was just like, oh, now that's being untruthful. Now he's, like, I don't know what I'm thinking. I think about my character was being attacked. I was like, oh, now it's getting personal. Now you
Yeah.
think I'm like over here not paying attention, all this stuff.
Wow.
And then I was just like, you know what? I told him, I'm sorry. He's like, it's okay, man. Just people got places to go. And he kept emphasizing that. And I'm like, all right, I'm sorry.
Let it go, bro.
Yeah. So, and then I apologized. And then I was thinking, I only did that because I was somewhere doing
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
in a different car. And I liked that I was able to diffuse it.
Mm-hmm.
But then it still bugged me
Didn't feel good.
that I did. Yeah, it didn't feel great. But I was still like grateful afterwards. And I was just like, it's probably the best.
Was it harder because he was like, yeah, but then he just restated his point? Like, if he had just been like, it's okay, we're cool, and let that be that. But the extra statement's like,
No, I didn't care about that. So once I said it, I felt a little
oh,
bit
okay,
more,
that was the end of it
calmed
for you.
me down.
Okay.
But I was just bugged. Like, it was almost like a little devil on the shoulder. Like,
come on, you gonna let him talk to you like
you
that?
wimp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd you back down?
What a wuss.
But it was the right move to do.
No, for sure.
But I still to this day feel very like guilty for even getting to that point.
No, I understand that.
So that's what I'm talking about. That
Mhm.
uncontrollable rage.
I see what you
wanna
mean.
say,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like it's there, and defeating it is like a lifelong endeavor, I believe, honestly.
Yeah.
You know?
Is it?
Well, I think so, because if you never stop fighting the good fight, you won't finish the race. You know, I mean, think about it, right?
Yeah.
Like we have an understanding that we have a sinful nature, and the flesh is a template for behavior that is decidedly carnal. It's materialistic. It's impulsive. It's all these negative things, right? And the way to defeat it is by most of the time doing stuff that doesn't really feel good.
I also
to
felt
the
guilty
flesh.
because of the circumstance it was in.
I believe that too, you
Yeah.
know? Like, hey, of all the places for me to behave this way, why this road at this time in this car? You know, like other roads and cars have different implications.
Which is very weird.
The stakes are higher
It could
somehow.
have been just an attack from the enemy.
Maybe so.
Just caught me at that right
Here's a
spot where
time that I can wheedle you.
because it's happened other times where I just don't care. Like,
Yeah.
all right, whatever. Like, it doesn't faze me. But for some reason, this one really got into me.
I think some environments naturally
Yeah.
stress us out a little more or put us in a different state of mind.
Yeah.
Like when I'm at work, for example, I've done a great job of having the same personality at work, at home, at anywhere now, but I used to have a work me and a home me and a playtime
Homie,
me.
I'm your
and a-
homie.
You know, my homie. You my homie. But like once I merged it all together and just figured I can just be who I am, and I realized how fake those other me's were, but they came with some advantages. Like the work personality had these advantages where certain things just really didn't get to me because I was so fake. You know, I was just a really fake version of myself at work. And since the call on my heart and surrendering my life to Christ, I don't have any patience for being fake at all. Like,
But you didn't change your personality. That became your real you.
well, yeah,
Your
but I stopped being
your
fake.
your
you know?
pleasant like personality.
Like the good qualities in me were able to come through.
But is that being fake?
Well, like
Is fake the right word?
the fakeness I'm talking about,
Or is
like
being
I would
sneaky?
pretend. Like I would pretend like
Yeah.
when people are talking about something, I pretend to enjoy their topic of conversation, to ingratiate myself more, I was manipulative.
Yeah.
Blatantly.
Yeah, it is a
blatantly
manipulation,
manipulating
yeah.
people, you know.
But that goes back to, I guess, the topic of being nice. by trying to get your point across if
Mhm.
it's not nice, like tiptoeing it, right?
Oh, I see what you mean.
So
yeah.
being
But I don't think that's
quite
manipulation, though.
no, but well, is it because you are worried about their feelings
Your
and their
intentions is what
sensitivities?
makes it different.
But what if you can't convey your intentions without being frank, and so you kind of lighten it up? Bless you.
Thank you. Oh, well, I don't think you have to convey your intentions to anyone. What I'm saying is my intentions when I was a manipulative
Was to-
person
was to
for
get something,
self-gain,
yeah.
self-serving. I had a motive that was negative, that was evil. My intentions now are good, but nobody needs to know my intent, because if someone knows your intentions are good or not, they should be apparent by your actions, and if they're not, then maybe that's their problem. And you know what I'm saying? Like
But how would somebody know that you don't like something?
I mean, you tell them I don't like that.
But that's what I'm talking about.
Hey man, I don't like that.
Right,
Yeah, and then just be direct.
right.
But I don't think the intentions.
So, I guess-
it
well,
needs to be revealed.
I'm going to give an example. If you don't like a question I ask,
Mhm.
how would you go about it to pretty much say you don't like that question, you don't want to talk about it?
I don't really like that question. I'd rather talk about something else.
Have you always liked my questions? Because you've never said that.
So far, I haven't had an issue with your questions. And most questions.
What's
in
wrong with
general.
my question?
Most questions I have no problem with, actually.
Yeah.
I can't think of a question.
interesting.
I can't think of a question I've been asked that really bugged me. And I'm thinking of, saved me. Before that, stuff. I had tons of issues. Don't cross this. I had so many lines and boundaries, and even now, I just kind of. It's so easy for me to see, like, if somebody attacks me, they attack my character, my personality, or anything. I just kind of feel like, man, something's wrong with you that you're doing that. And it doesn't bug me that you're doing it.
Yeah.
Because I know you have a problem.
Right.
And then now I get to pray for you and I get to love you and that's it. So it's just not really an issue anymore for me. I think that's one of the things about me that was healed in my, calling.
Right. Yeah. That's good.
Or maybe I haven't been tested yet. Or tested enough to break. I don't know.
I don't know. Sometimes when people attack your character, does kind of hurt, especially if it's like something completely what you're in, like trying to be a good person and you're trying to be honest, and they call you a liar, and it's just like that hurts sometimes.
It can.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like, I'm better at it now. There's hasn't been a lot of times where my character has come into judgment or an attack or being unfair. But there was once. You were there too. We were working around in the same place.
Okay.
Everybody was questioned, and like it was kind of pretty bad.
Yeah.
So at that time, I did feel like this is like I felt, and this could be pride actually. Now that I'm talking about it out loud,
It does.
could be pride that I worked my way. Like I worked so hard to work well and do good work and be honest about everything, and now someone is saying that it's the opposite, and it's just like, oh.
You should be above scrutiny at that point. Like, wait a minute.
No, I'm not above scrutiny, but that's not scrutiny. That's a lie. That's a falsehood.
Well, yeah.
And I wonder if we shouldn't be that. Well,
Or above suspicion.
We have talked about it before. That's another thing. Put a pin in that one. We have talked about it before. Where should we be offended of our faith?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right. So if somebody like said you're not really Christian or something like that, that might not hurt me. But if somebody like actually offends it, like, hey, you're living a lie. You're in a cult. You're doing that. That kind of hurts. But that's you also. That's a personal thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because since that conversation that we had, I had reflected on it some more, and since you brought it up, I'll just share it. I came to the conclusion that if somebody's insulting my faith, they're not insulting me. I should defend my faith. I should defend the gospel, but to a point. Like I see those street preachers, and they, it's interesting to me, these YouTube street preachers, they go to pretty much like the den of evil, right? They're going to the Pride Parade, for example. And there's like a ton of like dudes wearing makeup and like, cross-dressing and like nudity and just straight up perversion, right? And I personally think it's kind of insane that we have this in our society to the degree that we do, because it's like, it doesn't need to be public. Like, what other sin is put on a pedestal and glorified to this level. It's all sin. And there was this one in particular where, the pride person was confronting the street preacher, and they're like, all right, so do you think being gay is wrong? Do you think being gay is a sin? And they're like, well, I do. I think it is a sin. And, oh, so you're not a sinner? No, I sin too. Like, very quick to be like, hey, look, we're actually on equal playing field here. It's not like, but that's like one of
They're
those.
expecting to be judged.
I think so, yeah. But they want people to affirm their sin, in a way that, like, this is number one.
Yeah.
In a way that almost it's like, hey, I need permission so I can feel good about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's kind of silly because, well, look at the other way around. Like, I don't need anybody's approval to be a heterosexual man with a wife and children. I don't seek it. But for some reason, people who are attracted to the same sex want other people to tell them it's okay to do it. And I think on some deep level, they know it's wrong. They know it's unnatural. It's not the way it's supposed to be. And anytime you see homosexual, I've heard some defenses, like, and I don't mean to get too spicy, but I'm going to be blunt because that's me. I've heard some defenses where gay people will say, well, there's examples of homosexuality in animals to prove that it's a natural thing that occurs, right? But if you look at it, it's always an outlier, or it's a result of some unusual circumstance.
When they're only the same sex.
It's not typical.
Right, yeah.
Well, and you look at, like, aggressive dominant behavior, like, there's, like, certain animals in the animal kingdom will, homosexually, assert dominance on another male. That's like that's a thing. But it's like, it's abnormal. It's weird, I don't know. I don't want to offend anybody, but at the same time, I think sin is sin. I think all sin is sin. Whether, because we have plain evidence in scripture and biology. Homosexual people can't reproduce.
Right.
How do we cross that bridge? Like, why does that not come up? The only way for them to reproduce is they can't. The only way that you get more homosexual people is by teaching in some way, whether deliberately or through trauma or through other circumstances, a person to be homosexual. Because I don't personally believe that you can be born gay. I don't think that's a thing. It doesn't seem to be a natural biological thing. And I've heard the defense like, well, we have a population issue and homosexual couples can actually adopt children that are unwanted, and then that solves the problem. And it's like, it just doesn't add up.
Right.
It doesn't make sense. But also because of my
Math
Christian
ain't
worldview.
mathin'.
Well, like, I had a manager at my job before, and he's a very openly, flamboyantly gay man. And this is during the time when I would carry my Bible around with me at work, not to brandish it and make people uncomfortable, because I'm reading scripture in my downtime. And I still do. I just have to do it on a device now, so it doesn't look like I'm reading the Bible. Because apparently that makes people uncomfortable, which I think is insane. Because people do stuff that makes me uncomfortable, and I don't get to be all about it,
Well, actually,
Like,
that goes into what we mentioned earlier.
I think so, right?
The truth hurts to
It
those
does.
who live in lies.
So this guy, I greeted him warmly. I was like, hey, my name is Timothy. Good to meet you. Oh, cool. I see your tattoos of this and this thing, and I like that thing too. And yeah, oh, do you like to, I'm just trying to make friends, like, right off the bat.
Yeah.
It was obvious to me when I saw this, that's a gay man, 100%.
It's a gay man.
It's a gay man, a gay man crocodile. So in spite of that, which I think there's this stereotype that Christians hate gay people, and I don't think we do as a rule. I mean, the Westboro Baptist Church cult has done wonders for the reputation in a negative way, and screw them. They're not followers of Christ. But what I'm saying is, I think he was ready for that. And so even though I greeted him warmly, and I had happened to bake something and bring it in that day, and I was like, hey, I baked this, by the way, for everybody. Help yourself. It's, have two. Like, there's a ton. Nobody's eating it. And greeted him warmly every day, and going on and on and on, and never had a beef with him. Never even let on that I had an issue with it, which I don't. Like, I don't have the time to correct everybody's sin. I'm still working on my own sin. I'm fighting my own battle with sin. I don't go after you. Like, I'll support you. You got your own battle to fight, but, like, it's none of my business. So he got it in his head that I hated him because I was a Christian and he was gay. So he started going after me and, like, persecuting me at work, like, and he was a supervisor, so he was making my life suck. He was stealing sales from me and giving them to other people. He was doing this, he was doing that. It was a whole issue. He'd even whipped some of my teammates against me by spreading rumors and lies and convincing them about stuff that's not true. The whole time I'm over here like, dude, why is everyone being so weird to me now? Why is this guy so mean to me? I've been nothing but nice. It's sort of confused the junk out of me.
Yeah.
I was like, what's going on? how is this happening? Now, eventually I got my head on straight and realized this is some sort of spiritual warfare, maybe. Or maybe somebody's got the wrong idea. Come to find out, that's what it was. You know, he filed a false report on me, but it happened to happen right when I had filed a legitimate report against him. But everybody else in the store had filed reports about him too, because he started being really perverted and talking openly about his sex life and telling all of us not me, but the other people that he would talk to, very graphic details, inappropriate things, and in front of customers about the way he handled his business. And so the reports came in, long story short, he was going to get fired, so he quit. And it was like a whole thing, and the team kind of collected their senses, and a lot of people apologized to me. They're like, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened. I was like, it's weird, it's okay, it's no big deal. Like, you know, but it was very shocking, because I was like, it was my first taste of like being harassed for my faith, which I thought was so bizarre. And then I see these street preachers at the Pride thing.
How bizarre.
How bizarre. How bizarre. And I see the preachers at the Pride thing, and the Pride people are coming up so hateful and angry.
And they keep it cool.
And the preachers are chill. And the Pride people are like, oh, even more angry. Like, how dare you be calm while I'm being mean to you? And I don't think they even see it. Like, they don't have their heads on straight, you know? Like, whether you're attracted to the same sex or not, I mean, that's your business. You're going to have to deal with that. That's not for me to deal with. But, like, come on, man. Why does it have to be everything? Like, your sexuality is your whole personality. What is something about you that has nothing to do with your sexuality? You know? But I wonder, do straight people do that? Like, you know? Stop being so straight all the time, man. You know, like, is that a thing? I don't ever see it.
Well, some people,
sense?
yeah, some guys do, right? Who go around flaunting their sexcapades with other people.
I think that's gross too.
Well, that's the thing.
Even if it's heterosexual sexcapade, keep sex private.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be all over the place.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I will say, though, it's interesting. The whole time I'm sharing this, I believe everything I said, and I'm open to discussion. You know, I do believe what the Bible says is sin, and I believe that I am riddled with sin. I am a sinful man. I have already sinned multiple times during this podcast.
Well, what's the, I guess, repercussion, or what's the alternative thought? How would somebody debate you on that? Like, I don't understand that, because it's like, it's a belief.
I don't know that we could successfully have a debate like that.
Or a discussion.
I mean, discussion, yes, all day. But we got to take the venom out of it. You know, that's the problem. Is you see, because I've seen some debates, like the LGBT crew, and what is that series? It's like one person that thinks this way, and then 20 people who are opposed.
20 versus 1.
And they take, yeah, right? And they take turns, like, tagging in so they can debate or argue and stuff. And I think it's like, well, you put me in a room with 20 gay people, and they're, you know, my holy book says that what you're doing is wrong. So they got a beef with me because I believe it.
Yeah.
But I don't have a beef with them for doing what they're doing. I just don't want them to teach kids. You know what I mean? Like, I really draw the line. Maybe the monster in me might pop up a little if you're going to indoctrinate children.
Well,
I think that's where we for sure part ways. Drag queens
that's your biggest beef.
Drag queens don't need to be reading stories to kids in libriaries.
Yeah, we're the plumbers reading stories to kids. Like, I don't want that either, but still, like where are...
Sorry, plumbers.
I want you guys.
You're all prejudiced against the
only.
trades. What are you hating on trades for, man?
No, HVAC only, electricians.
What about the carpenters?
Carpenters, you can come in.
What about the gravel and granite guys, you know?
Framing guys can come in.
Framers.
To be honest,
How about
I wouldn't
cabinets?
mind that. Yeah, finished carpentry. Yeah, let's do it.
But plumbers got to kick rocks? Whoa. Whoa. Okay, that's racist.
But in reality, I think that would be nice to come to schools and teach kids how to read a measuring tape.
Yeah.
And do like mathematics on a measuring tape, adding, subtracting different measurements. That's so hard. What's half of 19 and 7/8? What's half of that?
Half of 19 and 7/8
inches, yeah.
Oh, dude, I need paper.
That's what I'm saying.
I need a paper for this.
It's so tough, but these guys are so good at it. They know exactly where on the measuring tape it is. Like,
good skills.
They got a lot of skills, and I think these skills are needed in our society. I think we're actually lacking in a lot of kids being taught the trades.
Well, sure.
I wasn't taught the trades. I had to learn. I guess the new fashioned way is getting into it and going to school and doing all that. But I would have liked doing that. I knew some of it, did my own work around the house. But I think that's really needed. I think we need people who
Yeah.
know how to build houses.
I think I see where you're going. Well, let me assume.
Yeah.
So the reason why drag queens reading stories to children is not appropriate is that it's a sexual fetish, and kids don't need to learn that that's okay.
Well, yeah.
But they're also not imparting anything beneficial or useful to the children.
Right.
Because why can't the librarian read the stories, you know?
Yeah.
I feel the
She's
same
too
way about
quiet.
that as I feel about Spider-Man reading stories to children in the library.
Oh, now you're crossing the line.
I know it's
We're about to
spicy.
disagree again.
All right, I'm going to tell you right now. I don't think Spider-Man needs to be up in the library reading stories to kids.
Spider-Man needs to be everywhere.
They don't need to be looking at Spider-Man thinking that it's, you know, I can be a Spider-Man one day.
I'm about to bring the monster out right now.
I'm not-
Uncontrollable rage.
I'm not comparing drag queens to Spider-Man.
No,
But
I want to
think
bring.
I kind of am a little bit.
I want to bring Spider-Man into the discussion.
Keep
You brought
Spider-Man
him
out of schools.
No.
Keep Spider-Man away from our kids.
All right. Let's talk about Spider-Man. Why? What's your beef against Spider-Man?
Because it's a fantasy that doesn't need to be encouraged. Where's the utility?
It's about heart. It's about a kid from Queens who doesn't come from a lot of money. His parents, I think, died or left him or whatever. He was orphaned and then went to his Aunt May's. His uncle died. He feels remorseful for not stopping
His uncle was murdered.
He was murdered.
He was
But he also died.
He did die from the murder. The
Yeah,
murder killed him.
The murder did
That
kill him.
murder killed him for sure. Yeah.
That's very funny to think of things that way. I mean, murder's not funny. Dying
No,
or killing.
no, not at all.
But being
Being
dying,
murdered to
because
death.
of murder.
What happened? He was murdered to death.
He died of murder.
He died of murder.
He died. Yeah.
It is
Of murder.
amusing how our language works.
It is funny.
Yeah.
It is a funny
But
thing.
death is not funny.
Death is not funny. Unless you're a Christian and it's actually we should rejoice.
Yeah, celebration of life.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
somebody dies, they get to be with the. If they're
Yeah,
saved, yeah,
they
I'm
don't really
happy.
die.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You made it.
It is sad for those who aren't saved.
We're the ones left behind. Oh,
Ah. But he was a kid from Queens.
sure.
Invented his own web shooters. His genius.
Yeah.
Didn't come for money.
So we're not doing organic web shooter Spider-Man. Okay, I
We're
see
not doing
which,
Tobey Maguire. We're
I
doing
see which world you're Tom
yeah,
Holland.
exactly.
Or
or
Garfield.
Andrew Garfield. That
Garfield, yeah.
Englishman. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Tom Holland's also an Englishman. And we need more Americans as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm actually
There's not
that's
enough
my
American
controversial
Spider-Mans.
statement. Yeah.
There, that's the hot take, right?
Yeah.
Where are all these foreigners being Spider-Man for?
Yeah, I think all the people from Queens ended up becoming plumbers, to be honest. So they needed
You know,
different actors.
now you're thinking of a different. No, those plumbers were from Brooklyn,
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
and I think they
But
were
that's my case for Spider-Man.
Italian immigrants. Okay, so I see where you're going.
He's a
with
hero,
this.
always trying to do
He
the
has
right
an
thing. He doesn't
inspirational
kill. Inspirational, and I'm just talking about the story,
So-
not the writers or
So, okay.
Marvel as an entity.
I'll
Disney buying them.
I'll go there with you. So what if he did not have any superpowers?
I guess
No powers, no spider bite.
we would never know.
Then he's not Spider-Man.
But he would just be man.
Exactly.
Spider.
So the thing that makes him special is something that nobody can actually achieve.
Well, he could have gone the other route. He saw a need of responsibility because he had great powers.
power.
Follow those great responsibility. He could have gone the other way. He could have teamed up with Scorpion. Who knows? And steal a bunch of money. So
Scorpion, the other Spider-Man.
the other guys,
villains.
Goblin,
The
Stalker.
Vulture.
Yeah, exactly. He could have teamed up with any of them. He could have been
Yeah.
a villain, just like how they became
Yeah.
villains and wanted to steal, get power, and do all this stuff. He did have power, but he never wanted to increase that
He
power and do
wasn't
it for
trying to be a
selfish
bad guy,
until the
yeah.
symbiote, the
Well,
evilness,
and then it wasn't really his
seeped
fault,
in.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he took the symbiote off, and now he also dealt with a lot of. After all that stuff, he was like, okay, now knowing the dark side, I have to actually consciously. I chose correct the first time and do that,
Mm-hmm.
knowing I could go back to that.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's compelling. It's compelling, but I still don't think
It is a fantasy.
there's way more heroes that are actually real.
all right.
You know,
Well,
Like
hold on,
plumbers.
but you're saying, yeah. Shout out to all the plumbers.
plumbers.
Sorry.
for real. As far as the trades
Thank
go,
you for your services.
let's get real. How
Yeah,
many of
they're
you?
in the poop.
How many of you want to do that?
I did it. Yeah, well, little testimony. I went to school for HVAC refrigeration. Thought I was going to get a great job. was getting denied left and right, and like just no, no, no after applying for refrigeration tech, and then the one until I was getting defeated, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna humble myself. I see this company is hiring a plumber's helper, like an assistant. I'm gonna go in there. I looked on their website; they have an HVAC program. I was like, yeah, let me get my foot in the door. I'm gonna take a way big pay cut, and I was okay with it. I had to actually humble myself, not just say it and just do it like, oh, this is my last resort. No, this is a job. I'm in need. Whatever money that was posted for is way better than $0 an hour that I'm getting
for
now.
sure.
So I had to get that mentality. I can't keep myself up here. I have to go wherever I'm at.
Yeah, man. You got to get a paycheck, bro.
And literally the next day, and I was like, all right, interview. Got an interview, and then literally the next day, got an offer for something else, and I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it.
Maybe that happened because
That's what I'm thinking.
wonder, yeah.
And there's some things after that with this job where things happened, and I'm actually open to tell you about it off camera, but now it seems a little too perfect. You know, like, wow, this is not luck. This is not like a coincidence. This is calculated.
Yeah.
This is really nice.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. But where was I before? Oh, gotta humble
Spider-Man.
yourself. No, I'm off Spider-Man.
Oh,
We
we're
can take
done
him
with
out.
Spider-Man.
Oh, now I'm back on.
Oh!
You don't like it because it's a fantasy. It's a waste of time for children.
Yeah.
So let's get rid of all fantasy fictional books.
Oh, I see where you're going.
Now we're just going history.
So, if we could have Gandalf the Grey read stories to children, I still wouldn't want it.
Why? They know it's not Gandalf. They know it's not Spider-Man.
Not everybody.
Well, that's on the parents to teach them, right?
Maybe that's what it is. I think maybe the analogy doesn't hold up to further scrutiny because my issue with like drag queens reading stories to kids is that
You're saying it's a fantasy,
ultimately it's a perversion. So
but
I
that's
think,
a perversion of
so then maybe Spider-Man is okay. And I was being,
unless he
I was-
dresses like a woman.
now Spider-Woman is
Well,
that-
that's a different person.
is
That's
that
not
a
Peter
thing?
Parker.
Okay. So if Peter Parker dresses in drag, it's not okay.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is. I just don't want to teach our kids perversion, but also you make a good point. Where do you draw the line?
Yeah.
I'm not qualified to draw the lines.
But
I
you
am-
have a line. No
but I am
Spider-Man, no
qualified to say
Gandalf.
I don't think we need to teach kids to change their gender.
I agree.
You know, I think that is a net negative. You know,
I
And
agree. I think it comes with a lot of psychological issues later on down the road.
well, sure. Have you seen some of the trans stories where they're like this one interview I saw? This guy had 13 procedures, and like gets infections every 3 to 4 months, and will probably not live a long life now.
It's a nightmare, but I think I'm going to go now a step further.
Okay.
Most cosmetic surgery, sorry, got trans in the mind. I'm like trying to go against them. Most cosmetic surgeries come with issues.
Yeah. Oh, in general, I agree.
In general,
Well, and
yeah.
I don't think we should do that either. I think it's insane that there's even a whole industry around making people feel bad about the way they look. So some
Unless-
plastic surgeon could cut you up and get a paycheck.
Cosmetically, just for funsies, but unless there's an actual issue that needs
I
to
mean,
be
if there's
fixed.
like a repair, like
Yeah.
medical, like, you know, half your face is burnt off, and
even if you
know,
broke your nose and
or
you can't
something,
breathe
yeah,
right,
get a
a nose job.
See, that's functional though.
But since you're in there, shave it off a little bit.
But if a woman
that's
is
no,
if a woman is made to feel inadequate because her breasts aren't a size that they should be, quote unquote, right, according to somebody else or whatever, that's sick.
yeah, I think I think it's a societal issue.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it is, and I think the other thing is too.
I think both things are.
You know,
both things are wrong, and I do think people who feel the need to get cosmetic surgery to be more appealing, an outward like expression of how they feel inside is even just wearing clothes as an outward expression
Yeah,
is to show people how you are feeling.
I think so. Yeah. Okay.
It's for outward. It's all outward. It's all like I want you guys to know how I want you to perceive me.
Yeah.
But clothes is a little bit like too extreme. But
Well, I don't know. I mean,
not even extreme. I'm not
maybe
even
it works,
like
though.
saying against it. I'm just saying anybody who claims they do something for themselves,
Yeah.
but do it as an outward expression,
Mm.
do want either a positive or negative attention.
Yeah.
Goth people, shout out to the goths. You guys want to be scary. you want to like have people look at you in a certain type of way.
Yeah.
Like people don't feel a genre.
I guess so,
People
yeah.
don't feel the if you like punk, you're gonna dress punk.
You want to look rebellious and like I don't care
You
about
wanna
society.
dress the
I'm not
part.
here to conform, but then they conform with each other.
But real people who don't care about that, I guess, wouldn't make an effort to try to dress a certain way.
I think on that subject, particular social groups, cliques, and genres of style and that, like, I don't know what you want to call it. I think that's something that you either grow out of or you're stagnating in an adolescent sort of behavior.
It's not a
for too
phase,
long.
Mom.
Yeah, right. Punk's not dead.
Yeah.
No, but punk is definitely like old punks. You look at old punks, it's like, what's going on, man? What's going on, Travis?
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm like, I've been to shows, and I remember when I had that experience where I was the old guy at a show, and I wasn't that old, but I was like almost 30, and I was at a show, and I was like, I'm a little old to be here. I feel like I'm not supposed to be here right now because
It's a young man's game.
it's a lot of young folks up in here.
Yeah.
I feel weird, like, I don't want to talk to the people. Like, I couldn't. It was weird for me. It was my hang up, right? But I also kind of got the impression, like, yeah, I need to grow out of this. Like,
Huh.
what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
And I'm not hating on anybody who wants to live their life how they want to live their
Yeah.
life. But that was one of the conclusions I drew. Is like, I'm not going.
Why'd you
anywhere.
go?
Because I like the performer and I wanted to go. And I was,
Yeah.
I was dating a girl that wanted to go.
Oh, you're trying to impress her.
No, she was trying to impress me.
Oh, okay.
Because I was like, hey, this is a cool performer, let's go.
Oh,
And she was
gotcha.
like, all right, I'll try it. And then I was like, oh snap, I'm
Yeah.
like a little old to be here.
Oh, gotcha.
I had it internally. I felt it like kind of privately.
Yeah.
But I sort of made an unconscious decision, like, yeah, I'm probably done.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna go to shows anymore.
Yeah.
I
I think that happens when you get older.
But it's not everybody.
I stopped going to shows. Yeah, there was this one old guy that was always at shows, and at the time I was like, I want to be that guy.
We were nervous about that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
He's in the corner drinking PBRs by himself.
No,
and
this guy was
talking
right-
to the guy working there.
No, this guy was right up on the stage, like to every like band that was
Oh, he
playing.
was in
and
the
he
band.
was jumping and like enjoying it.
Oh, I
and-
see what you mean.
Yeah, and he was in it.
Yeah.
He was living it, and I was like, yeah, that's it. That's the life, man. Nah.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be home and just chill sometimes. Like on
Yeah.
on a Friday night, like go to bed early.
I like the pace of life I'm at too.
Yeah.
I like being a dad. I like having kids. I like getting to bed at a reasonable time. I like getting up early.
Yeah.
I like eating dinner early.
Yeah.
I love eating dinner early.
Well, yeah, going to bed full.
Dude,
sucks.
shout out to old people. Sorry.
yeah.
Eating dinner at 4:00 rules.
Yeah.
It's like the best.
It
Young
is
me
nice.
was like, what are you doing? 4:00? You've got like 10 hours
supper.
to be awake.
Yeah, you're eating supper now.
You
You
know?
don't eat dinner. Yeah.
What about second dinner? Yeah, no, it's funny. Like you grow up, right? But do you have to? Everybody can do it their own way.
There
I
was
guess.
something you mentioned that I said put a pin in it, and it's bugging me that
Forgot about the pen, man. That was my job. I failed. We don't have any notes.
we don't.
I have a notebook.
It's too late.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
gonna write
right.
it down.
You're right.
It was
You
something.
could go rewind the video.
No, we're gonna think this through.
Okay.
We're gonna get. I'm
Put
gonna
a
go
pin
through
in
the
it.
files in my mind.
Oh man. What'd you pin?
20 minutes ago.
What did you
was
pin?
it?
Was it 20?
I think it was about hiding or sensitivities or something like that. I wonder if it was around that time.
Was it around the time that I was very bluntly expressing my concerns about certain sins, or it was before that?
I think it was a little bit
It was
before
before
that.
that.
It was also
Um,
before Spider-Man, I think.
Well, yeah, Spider-Man was in the same
Came
breath
after,
as
yeah.
the drag queens.
That is true.
Um,
You know what? It's gonna bug me, but I'm gonna push through it.
I guess so. Well, I did want to say our bird friend is back. Hey,
Hey, buddy.
sorry, man. We're a little late today. We were here earlier last time we did it. But no, just to be, I hope I emphasized it enough. And I'm not worried for me. I'm not worried about getting shut down. YouTube can censor whatever it wants to censor. I don't really care about that so much. I do care about people. I care about people's feelings. I feel the way I feel. But I do want to make it clear that although I do not think that, we should be homosexuals. I do not think that drag queens should read to children. I don't think that adults should expose children to things that are not children things. I don't hate people because of their sin. generally, right? Like I have friends who are habitual sinners of one flavor or another, and albeit they don't go to church with me, but I don't like, hey, Timothy, I need help. Sure, what can I help you with? I don't have a problem like that. But I do notice the very lopsided disparity where the calm street preacher who is preaching a message of love is just being attacked. And not every gay person is violent and belligerent and whatever, but the ones that are, dude, get yourself together, man. You know?
Man up is what you're trying to say?
Like, mature up, yeah. But like, as a category, I don't just hate gay people, just like I don't hate murderers, just like I don't hate drunks. I think murdering is wrong. I think sleeping with the same sex is wrong.
I have a question for you.
All right.
I don't know if you want to button it up, though, because you're on a roll.
Test me.
I'm wondering if the reason that community is so, like, really goes hard on Christians because they fear to be judged, like prejudged before it even happens. Is it because Christians emphasize that more than other sins?
I think some Christians do. I don't think as a rule,
Can I put us on the spot?
Do it.
We've been focusing on that sin over murder.
True. So then, okay, let's leave the gays alone and go after the murderers.
But also, we don't, that we know of, have murderers reading to children.
That's an interesting point. And I was actually going to say that. You can't, like, a murderer is not teaching other people to be murderers.
That we know of. They're trying to be secret.
But they just want to do their killing. And I look down on that. Murder, all sin is sin, right?
Yeah, they're just trying to do their killing and get out.
This particular sin is one that it seems to be like you could spread it like crazy. Like the point I made earlier, homosexual people cannot reproduce. Now, granted, there's like...
What about lying?
In vitro and cloning and like other bizarre scientific solutions to that problem. But that's what I'm saying. It's not a problem that needs to be solved.
Right.
But I know a gay person who had a child with their gay lover with a surrogate. What? Or not a surrogate, they had a donor.
Yeah.
But actually, I found out it wasn't really a donor. They made it seem like it was like a science lab based her. No.
Right.
That dude impregnated that girl so that those two girls could raise that baby.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and they don't talk about it.
Right.
And it created strife in their relationship that led them to split.
I think a lot of things like that happen. Three-ways.
I think all sexual... I think I understand. You notice how loudly the Bible speaks against sexual immorality.
Yeah.
Not just homosexual behavior, but like other, like you said, multiple partners. Like fornication is a loose term that defines a variety of sexual sins. And it's like that. It's not the purpose of it. It was meant for this. And then when we go and do all this with it, things go wrong.
Diseases,
feelings, emotions, broken homes. Yeah. One of my wife's friends is in a weird situation where she married a man whose ex-wife has two partners, and the kids are in between both households, and it's so weird for the kids.
Yeah,
it's a very screwed up, complicated situation.
Yeah,
I mean, my neighbors when I was growing up, we found out at a young age that they were filming adult films and like with the dude's mom, and the dad was filming it with her and other dudes.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's nasty.
I don't get it. It's scary. It really is scary to me. Like that's...
Yeah, like there's now people like mothers and daughters who do that stuff, that online stuff, and film each other, and like they're okay with it. It's so...
It really makes me sad.
It's really gross, too.
What's beautiful about it?
It's really nasty.
What's beautiful about it?
I don't think it is beautiful.
Don't answer that.
Yeah.
There's no beauty in it.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Like the most beautiful way is just like the Bible describes it, like a man and a woman, and you come together and you make a family and you're only with each other and there's no cheating and you don't... Like, I think it's a violation when dudes are married or have a girl and they're looking at other girls. That bothers me too.
Yeah.
Because I understand the beauty of a monogamous, healthy relationship, and where you're both in love and you're just like, I have eyes only for my wife, and I love it so much.
Yeah.
It's the best.
I was telling my wife, I was like, Tim loves his wife so much.
Dude, I love my wife so much.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I love my wife so much. And it's like, it's awesome. Like, I'm really smiling actually just thinking about how much I love my wife.
Yeah, tell her.
Babe, I love you so much. I love you so much, And I think it's interesting, like, like
That's beautiful. is what
feeling
you're
the
saying.
love I feel for my wife, it heals me. It lifts me. I feel great. I just got like a low key little bit of a mood surge.
Yeah.
You know,
Nice.
like I'm feeling the love for my wife, and I'm like, yeah, because the subject matter has been a little tough in this second half.
Yeah. It has been.
Yeah, it's been rough.
I was going to keep it tough a little bit, but maybe not. Maybe we
I'm-
should go on to something else.
I mean, we could break into another episode. I don't know how long we've been on this one, but I feel like we're probably there.
This one feels good?
I feel like
Fab on it?
I mean, I don't want to be abrupt,
Or,
but I do want to
Quite
be
frank.
quite frank.
yeah.
You've been quite frank most of the time.
Yeah, all right.
And now it's
sounds
my
good.
turn to be quite frank. No, but genuinely, if you're a sinner, guess what? Me too. What's church full of sinners? We've said that before.
Yeah.
And it's the truth.
It is.
But the other truth, which is more important, is that Jesus is the way, and I can't shove faith down anybody else's throat, and I'm not trying to do that. But I'm also not going to hide what I believe, same as everybody else wants the privilege to not hide what they believe.
Yeah.
And I, believe it or not, I do afford that to everyone. I'm not here to shut anybody down, but I do feel the way I feel. And if that makes you not want to listen to me, then I'm sorry, but that's on you. But I still love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, well said. I
Thanks.
agree.
Thanks.
We speak our mind, what we feel.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, it's as easy as changing the channel to something
Yeah.
you do like.
Yeah, it's not our
You don't
intention.
have to listen to us.
Yeah.
I would like it a little bit if you do listen. I think there's some positive lessons in here, and
Yeah.
I find our hangouts to be fun and enjoyable.
Same.
And sometimes they're heavy, and even when they're heavy, I do find them enjoyable. So
Fruitful.
if
though.
you want to listen, you're welcome.
Yeah. But our mission statement is not to make people upset or
Yeah.
to exclude a group or to, assert our value dominance or whatever. But also on the other side, if you disagree, comment. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, that's true. And I know
I'm
you're trying
so
to,
down.
I know you're trying to close it, and you've done
Yeah.
it like 2 times,
Yeah.
maybe 3,
No, you're
really
right.
well done. And I've kind of chopped it up, and I'm going to chop it up one more
Chop.
time too. Is who cares what we say? We say what we want to say.
Yeah.
You can say what you want to say, like you said in the comments,
Yeah.
and it's just like,
Or you could start your own podcast.
yeah, just start your own podcast, and it's just talking. I hate feeling like I have to say what somebody else wants.
Yeah.
It doesn't sit right with me. It does feel
Yeah.
like, no. I
Yeah.
do have a rebellious spirit towards anybody who wants me to say something that they want. Like, you want to hear me say what you want? That's just affirming your own thoughts and ideas. No, I'm not going to affirm.
That's what happened
you
to
want.
Peterson. They went after him because he wouldn't affirm the pronouns.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, and he got re-education training or something.
maybe. Well,
Or he was
I don't know.
told about it. I don't know if he did the training.
or he got sick, or somebody got him sick.
Ooh.
I don't know. Maybe,
Well,
maybe that's a little too much.
that's another episode.
Yeah. All
So
right,
then
guys,
for real.
I'm done.
Yeah, that's a wrap.
Thank you.
Yeah.
God
thanks,
bless.
Thanks for listening. God bless you. We love you. Please comment.
Yeah, comment, like.
Yeah. Yeah. And we
Watch-
still
keep watching.
we
We're still not
ended
committed.
video,
All
so
right,
yeah.
let's just end it.